welcome. We are live. How y'all bees? We starting off with just one today. We starting off with just one. She's on her way. I had to do an open house. I got to sell some real estate. Can you guys hear me? Check 1 2 1 2. Let's see. Make sure these settings are up. Right. Make sure we got everything going on. Yeah. Okay. Cool. Cool. So what we're gonna talk about today is the network and your net worth. I don't want to get into it till my partner get here, Dr. Harriet Hawkins Woods, but we just going to chit chat till she gets this. Let's talk about stuff that I like real estate. What's going on in the real estate market? You know, the rates actually dropped, which is good news. The rates actually dropped. I think last time I checked, it was like a little about 6. I think it was 6. It actually went down like 6.3 or something like that. But I'll check on that again. So for those of you guys been sitting on the sidelines talking about, wait till the rates to drop to purchase, guess what? You got a million people out there waiting with you, right? So look, what's going to happen when these rates drop? You're going to see a lot of people refinancing. The ones that bought when the rates were high were smart, right? So if you can afford to buy when the rates are high, definitely buy, because now you can actually refinance when these rates drop and you got a lower rate, and now you're in a more affordable home. So what's going to happen when the rates drop? You're going to see a lot of people refinancing. You're probably going to see a lot of inventory hit the market. Those who've been waiting to sell in order to get something that's reasonable with the rates. But that's not going to add inventory, because the people that's selling actually putting the property on the market, but they're actually purchasing, so they're taking another property off the market. So it's pretty much going to balance out. So you're going to see the people that's downsizing, moving up, bouncing out the market. The new home buyers, first-time home buyers, those are the ones going to be in trouble, as we always see, guys. You're going to be it's going to be a rush because every time the rates go down 1%, that increases your buying power by 10%, right? So now you can purchase more, and the people just sitting. Like, think of those folks that qualified for that loan. Then the rates went up before they could find a house. Now they can't. Now they waiting for it to go back down. So now when they jump back in here now, they're gonna be really, really anxious to do something while they're waiting on those rates to the main steady will drop again. So you're gonna see a frenzy in my prediction. It's just in my prediction, right? You can't really say what's going on in this market. You're gonna see a demand for what's out there on the market. The inventory is already low, right? The days on market is increasing, but you're going to see a demand for housing. And guess what that does? High demand, high prices. If you think homes are expensive now, when the inventory starts to shrink again, guess what? Price is going to go back up. The price is going to go back up. So, you're in a no-win situation. Also, just because now that you qualify, right? The rates went down. Now you qualify again. Guess what? Everybody that was waiting with you qualify again. If they beat you out there to the deal, then you're in trouble. Now, take that and put it on top of what just happened with the real estate commission, right? So let's talk about some of the new rules that's going on with the real estate commission, where the listing agent's brokerage cannot pay the buyer's agent brokerage. So pretty much the seller cannot have a brokerage fee for the buyer's agent in their contract. Now the buyers have to come to the table with the fee to pay the real estate agent. Before, the way it used to negotiate, let's say somebody put their house on the market for 6%, 3% will go to the listing broker, another 3% will go to the selling broker, and that's the way it was. Now they put their house on the market. That listing broker can't pay the selling broker out of that fee. It's just going straight to the listing broker. Now with the buyers, the buyers, has always been a rule in Maryland that you need buyer representation. You couldn't see a property without a buyer broker's agreement. Now it's nationwide. Guys, as a buyer, you just can't call an agent and say, hey, meet me at this house. I want to see it. You have to sign a buyer broker's agreement. You have to sign some paperwork. No agent can show your property anymore without signing some type of agreement. Right now, same thing. The rules haven't been finalized yet, but you would have to pay your agent instead of the sellers paying the agent commission. Now the buyers will have to pay the agent commission. So a lot of these deals we was doing before, where the buyers just had to worry about their closing costs. Didn't have to worry about paying the agent because the commission from the selling side actually took care of the agent, or at least a portion. Sometimes you had to pay the difference, right? So it's going to be very interesting. So, will buyers decide to go straight to the listing agent and say, hey, I don't want to pay a buyer's agent. I'm going straight to the listing agent? Yes, you can. But this is big, big, big problem there is you don't have representation. You're going to sign something that you're saying that you're buying this house without representation. That listing agent represents the seller. They looking out for the best interests of the seller, just like with new construction. You guys go to new construction, they be telling you don't need an agent. The reason why, because they're not looking out for your best interest. They're looking out for the best interests of that builder. So now you can go straight to the listing agent and say, hey, increase your chances of getting that property. But keep in mind, you don't have buyer's representation. So you don't know if they getting over on you or not. You have no idea how this real estate works. The inspections, the appraisals, so much goes into it. It's so much goes into it. So if you're unaware of what you should be doing and what you should be getting, it's not a good idea to go straight to that listing agent. It's to go get your own buyer, your buyer's agent to represent you. So make sure you're getting the best deal, because the last thing you want to do is move into that house and all types of problems come up. And then they say, hey, you didn't have representation. Oh, I didn't know. Oh, you signed right here. You signed right here saying you didn't have representation. So you're like, hey. So I definitely wouldn't recommend going straight to the buyer's agent. I'll definitely get you some representation. Get you a agent that's not associated with that property to represent you. So it might sound like a good idea to increase your chance of getting the deal, but on the far end, it's not. I can tell you a lot of stories where people went to properties without no representation. It's not a good idea. So a lot of things I used to do when people used to come with no representation, they don't read the contract. They don't understand the contract. So I used to put a lot of stuff in there that look out for the best interest of my seller. And guess what? At the closing table, they're furious. And these was mostly for sale by owners. They was furious. And they said, I didn't agree to that. Like, read the contract. Oh, man, you guys tricked me, blah, blah, blah. No, we didn't trick you. It's you didn't understand real estate, right? So guess what? It's time to get on with your network and your net worth. We have another partner here, go by the name of Dr. Harriet Hawkins Woods. So welcome. Y'all welcome Dr. Harriet Hawkins Woods. Let's see, can we get it on camera? We all on one camera now. And no? Yes, there we go. There you go. You're on camera. What's up, folks? Welcome back. How y'all be? Let me pull up to this table. Man. So let's get. I try to hold it down. Oh man, bad news there. Gotta push out to my body. So look, keep that in mind, guys. Keep that in mind. But the rates are dropping in real estate. Real estate is going to be real estate. It's always a cycle. You have buyers markets and seller markets. You have high rates. You have low rates. And also keep in mind too, they mentioned that R word, recession. So I would be careful with my spending. I notice a lot of credit card debt is up. Defaults are up on the credit card payments. Defaults are up on car notes. So I think we've been in a recession for a while. They just admitting to it. So keep that in mind moving forward. So welcome.
Welcome. I hope that's not put a trademark on there.
Trademark.
I am so sorry that I am late. I feel like I'm a fly realtor. I mean, I am a fly realtor, but I feel like I'm flying like Tom Joyner used to be the fly jock, because he used to the first one who flew from here, there, everywhere.
What's that? 88.
Was that prior when they started his syndication? But and I say that just because I just had to rush from a open house and come here and do the show. So traffic sucks in this area. But welcome, welcome, welcome. And I don't know what part you started at.
I didn't start on that. I was just going over some of the changes in real estate,
Oh,
such
okay.
as the rate and the new laws as far as agency and represents. So that's a whole nother podcast.
Oh yeah. So great. Welcome to the Woods Way with Power Up with the Woods, Carrie Woods and Harriet Hawkins Woods. And again, we have to start off with a disclaimer. We are not marriage counselors. We are in the real estate industry and we just share information on what works and has been working for us. By no means is it the law, or is it what they like to say? Is it the word? So we just like to share information. And today we're going to be talking about your net worth and your network. Who's in your network? Because that equals your net worth. Or in simplest terms, what they say used to be a saying, been going around for probably before I was born. If you are hanging around 10 broke jokers, then you are the 11th one. And does that mean monetarily, or does that really mean based off of everything? You know, we associate everything with a monetary value, but monetary is not the only type of wealth that you can have and sustain. It could be, you know, people should be in each other's lives to enrich one another, especially as far as it comes to relationships and partnerships. You know, we should be able to help one another, help each other grow, help each other sustain, help each other to grow mentally, spiritually, emotionally. So that's what we should be able to do. Where did you post that so I can feed off of yours like you did last time?
Mm-hmm. Where did I post one? This
your live?
No, this your live. Wherever you got to set up the stream.
Oh, so that's YouTube live. Gotcha. Again, it's, you know, people, when people think about value and things that are happening, a lot of times it's always just about monetary value, monetary net worth. And I guess I say, well, if that's your net worth, isn't it monetary? But I think of it as in a whole, because it has to balance itself out.
Right. Just like your net worth, right? You're actually born with a network, right? You got your mom, your dad, your sister, your brother, your cousin. That's your whole network. Your family is your network. So they're valuable to you. So if you're born in this, if you come into this earth without a network, right? Imagine you didn't have no parents. They just dropped you off on the side of the road as a baby. You had to fend for yourself, feed yourself, pretty much go through life by yourself. Right, that won't happen because they got adoption. Somebody will find you. But even if you were adopted, that those folks become your network, which
Absolutely.
is pretty interesting. So you're born into a network. Do you take advantage of that network, right? And how valuable is that network to you and your business? Right. Now, when you born with that network, they teach you everything about life. You become the person you are. Then you go develop your own network. Well, you're developing your network as you go on through life. You know, because some people who come, you know, your best friends attached to you, you never get rid of them for the rest of your life. They start off as like kindergarten, you know, y'all might be in the sandbox together, and then you grow up and they can help you out life. But you know, as far as in business, you know, I see your network, man. I mean, if you don't have a strong network, you're not going to go too far. And some of the mistakes I see is people unwilling to ask questions and learn. Like if you're the smartest person in your group, you can't grow.
No, if you're the smartest person in your group, you're the dumbest person in your group too, right?
Pretty much. Pretty much. Because you grow your network. And keep this in mind, guys. This is how you grow your network. You go out, socialize, you talk to people, you do events, and you find somebody that's in the business you want to be in, and you ask some questions. You network, you socialize, you join the groups that's people in, you're gonna learn so much. Like I say it all the time, and I'm a true believer in this. If you hang around millionaires, just hang around them, you're gonna become one by mistake. Just by hanging around, because you're going to develop so much knowledge. They're going to teach you so much. It's crazy. I love the network that I ain't even, I didn't really try to put it together. It just came as I was in the business, man. But I look back, man, my network is powerful. I mean, it's stuff that I would never have even thought about learning on my own. Still to this day, continue to grow my network. Stuff that I don't know nothing about. And these people come like, man, I want to know how that works. And they're so open with teaching you how it works and what they do. So, your network is valuable to your network.
But also with that, I think that people are afraid to grow their network. Like you said, you just ended up hanging around people and you have a powerful network. But some people feel uncomfortable because they have this mindset, and it probably goes back to having a competitive mindset. Some people don't grow their network because of their belief that someone's up here and they're up there. When we all are equal, we're really equal to me. But some people have different goals and different things that they've grown and different belief systems and businesses. But I think we're all here. Like they said, some people were born with a silver spoon in their mouths. At the end of the day, people came into this world butt naked, right? I say butt naked. And they changed. They didn't necessarily have a spoon in their mouth because their parents may have been wealthy. That's the case. When I came in, my dad was wealthy, but then he passed away when I was 18 months. So it was nothing. So people, regardless, you still have to build. And maybe that's the issue with the younger generation now, our children and children's children, is that parents were giving them more. So now I've had this talk about 4 times this week. People feel like they have a sense of entitlement because their parents gave them what they wanted when our parents didn't. Whether it was because they didn't have it or they were like, our ancestors were great and had a greater sense of belief in working to build what you had. And I don't think a lot of people are saying now, a lot of younger people are saying that you gotta work to get where you want, And I see it all the time in the industry. You get into real estate and you see somebody who put in 20, 25 years and people think they can walk in the door and get all of that. But if for 20, 25 years you've been working and building, learning and educating yourselves, going through the ups and downs of real estate. And I'm not saying it can't be done, but when you come through there, you gotta have either a powerful network or you're gonna have to put in that work. Hey, Carlina, I was going to call you Plato Street.
Yeah, we had one of
hey, agent, sister,
a new agent. She's her husband has been in the business about 20 years, and we was having a conversation. I don't want to mention their name, but she's like, "Well, I'm not doing as good as y'all." I'm like, first of all, you got the best person on your team to mentor you, but the fact that you can never gain that years of experience. It's like, I'm listening somewhere like putting a snowball at the top of the hill and letting it roll, and it's going to grow and grow and get bigger and bigger by the time you get to the bottom. Put your snowball in the middle. They started at the top. There's no way you're going to be able to catch those person. But when they come past, you can follow them. And you're going to grow. You're going to grow.
But too, You could be soaking up. If they're willing to provide the information, you should be soaking up everything that they're willing to provide you, because information is powerful. Knowledge is powerful. You can't unlearn what you learn, but many people are hell bent on not getting the lesson. Like, you can't skip the lesson in life, no matter what it is. You just can't skip that lesson. And this is the thing that a lot of folks don't understand. You're going to keep going around in that same circle, dealing with the same BS that you've been dealing with until you change your mode of operation. And it's insanity. They say if you keep thinking you're going to do the same shit.
Ain't that a story in the Bible where they marched in a circle for like 10 years, 100 years or something?
Maybe. I'm not as well versed on scriptures as many. However, it's just a life cycle that you learn as you get older. You're going to keep repeating the same shit until you do something different. Because if you're doing the same thing and you're doing the same thing, you're going to get the same thing. You can't do the same thing and get something different.
Right.
It's just not the law of the land.
But you know what's so great about it, though, is, you'll never learn everything in this world. It's impossible, right? But it's people out there that know it. Like, you might be an expert at something. Somebody else an expert at something else. And I need your expertise. I don't need to learn it. All I need to do is network with you.
I need to be in your network. And that's why you build your network. It's a bunch of great people out here. It's a bunch of smart, intelligent people. That's why I don't try to do what someone else is doing. I just need to be cool with you. And I don't want to be cool with you because you're doing something great. I want to be organically cool with you because I like you as a person. I don't build relationships and friendships with people based on what they can do for me. I never have, and I never will. And I don't want people to build those friendships with me, because whatever I have that I can help somebody, knowledge wise, not money wise, whatever I have knowledge wise, or I have some information, good information that I can share that I know to benefit other people, I'm going to give it to you. I'm going to give it to you for free, because my blessings come from above, and the universe will always play it forward. And I always tell people when I do share information or I mentor and coach them, all I ask is that you play it forward to the next person and don't waste my time.
Right. Yeah.
Because getting to the finish line, people concentrate on getting to the finish line more than they concentrate on the journey. And the blessing and the wisdom and the information and the knowledge is actually in that journey. It's like life. We gotta go through this. We gotta go through that. And that's because we have to learn the lessons that life teaches. I always say life is the best teacher, because you have to experience. It's like having children, right? Mm-hmm. You have children, you tell them everything right from wrong. Why would you ever tell your child something wrong, right? You tell them things based on your experience and what you've been through, hoping that they'll get it and they don't make the same mistakes. But what I'm beginning to really accept and know, that in order for them to really understand it, they have to make their own mistakes. Right. They have to make their own mistakes. It's just that we need to be there for them in case they fall at certain times, because sometimes if you're going to keep doing the same dumb shit, and I'm telling you, go left, and you want to do it your way and your way ain't working, then you got to let people figure it out for themselves. Because I know for me in my whole life, a lot of things, that mistakes I was making and dumb shit I was doing, I had to only blame me, and I had to take responsibility and accountability, because accountability begets responsibility. We get in situations and we looking at them like, dang, but we're never looking. A lot of people never looking at, I should have did it this way or that way. Sometimes we're looking at it like life ain't been kind. And it's really not that life ain't been kind. It's like it ain't been kind because you ain't been listening.
Yeah. So, one of the things, when I was growing my business, I did a lot of when I first came in, a lot of folks didn't want to help me. They figure I'm going out doing, but man, I was fortunate enough to get around some older folks like, hey, do this. And they watch me. They watch me make mistakes, and they like, all right, man, you're doing it all wrong. This is the way you should be doing it. It was so funny. So I say that, because like, don't feel as if they ask you like, hey, young, look, you're gonna have to pay for this. I'm not giving it to you. Knowledge is what they say. The game is earned or learned, whatever they say. So if they charge you for that knowledge, a lot of
it's
folks,
not free or something.
yeah, they don't want to pay for it. So what is that person? What is 20 years worth of experience worth? So same thing. Oh, I don't know how to pay these folks. I'm gonna go jump. I'm gonna do this on my own and fail completely, and lose much more than what it costs for that person to mentor you. Isn't that crazy? So you feel complete. You learned the same lesson, but at a very valuable price.
Right. Look, I had it happen to me before. Someone asked me to mentor them, and that's my time. That's my time.
Valuable.
I have spent a lot of time in learning stuff. So if you ask me to mentor you, then it comes at a cost. Is the cost going to be ridiculous? No. It's going to make sense. It's probably going to be a little less than my value of my time, right? Because my time I can't get back. Time is irreplaceable. So that's one of the most priceless things that I have. So, they asked me to mentor them, and I told them the amount, and they was like, oh, well, that's not going to work for me right now. But at the same time, went and paid somebody who had no knowledge and was really on some BS amount that was way over what I was charging and got nothing, then complained about it. And yes, I had that moment where I said, well, look, you ain't want to pay me. I got 20 some years in this business. You didn't want to pay me, but you paid somebody with less and you didn't get anything out of it. All you keep doing is complaining every week. Then you need to go talk to them and, get what you paid for. So people feel like they're entitled to your time. And that's not the case. And that's one thing that I learned when I entered into businesses, that I'm not asking people for discounts. That's their business. They got to feed their families. And the thing is, people ask people who are Black business owners for discounts, but they don't go out here to the people who are not us and ask for any discount, and they don't even get the same thing.
Yeah.
So it's about your network, and what I like about your network that you build. I like to build a network based on not only that people are going in the direction that I'm going and they have some value within themselves, but also they have the same mindset about helping people. Because that's important to have, people with good work ethics, morals, values, and an open mindset, a positive mindset about helping people and wanting people to really, really grow. That's important.
But what feels good to me is like, if I need something, if I get lost, I can go like, man, who do I need to talk to? I got somebody in my network that's been through it that can help me, right? You speaking of net worth, like, how do I stop paying all these taxes? How do I grow my money? Oh, I know who to call, right? Oh man, this I've never seen this before. Who can help me? Like, I know call and they will help me up here. That's the great part when you got a network like that. And the great part about that, when you got a huge network, let's say you part of my network. Now I tap into, I'm just saying this example. I tap into your network. You have a huge network. Now I just tripled my network.
Right. But not only you just triple your network, that person also taps into your network. Yeah. So they have just tripled theirs because it has to be reciprocal. Reciprocity has to be part of the network. Like, you can't take advantage of someone else's network to grow. You both grow together.
Matter of fact, we should do a networking event right here.
We should do a networking event. By a show of hands, if you're on YouTube, if you're on Facebook, if you're on StreamYard, who agrees we should be doing a networking event?
Man, so if you guys are watching wherever you're watching, go to my Facebook page and put your business in it. Put your business in there so we can see if we can support your business. put your business.
Or
put
if
your
you don't even
contact
have a
information.
business and you want to start a business,
Oh, for
you
sure.
know, put your information in, because I'm sure it's a lot of folks out here who want to start businesses. Not just married couples. Ours is based on a partnership and marriage. But if you're not married, if you're engaged, if you're in a relationship, if you're single, we're here to provide information and to bring people together overall, and build a stronger community, because our thing is building a healthy, wealthy community and creating generations of wealth in our community, because we see it done every day in other communities and other cultures, and we're going to firmly stay on no matter what, because people can give up after a while, say, man, especially what we see in business, this some BS. These people ain't doing what they supposed to, but we can't let one slacker change our mindset and our direction, because then if that's what we're doing, then we're not really authentically doing it for the right reasons.
That's true. Even if you have,
and everything ain't gonna go great all the time.
Even if you have no intentions of starting a business, you don't want to start a business, man, join the network anyway. Join the networking, because the knowledge you're going to develop is priceless, and you never know. Just being around that folks might change your mind. That opportunity might present.
Or you might get some information that can help you, or help somebody that who needs the information. So it's like, even still, you're still playing it in forward.
Yeah, and we fortunate guys right here in this area. We have some super intelligent folks, man.
It is, like, man. And I think some people so intelligent they don't even know the wisdom that they can bring, or how they can help themselves, their family members, or other people.
Yeah, I love this area. We got some super intelligent folks. Be like, hey, a lot about it, man. I ain't even scratched the surface. There's people around me that just so much on another level, so intelligent, and I admire that. I'm not jealous of it. I admire it. I can't wait to be around them a lot of times. Like, man, what I'm gonna learn from these folks today, which is interesting. So, net worth, man. How do you turn your network into a net worth?
Easy, by being intentional on who you build with. Or, like you said, when you grow up with people, you have friends that you end up being friends with forever. Mm-hmm. Hey, Katia. Hey, Aunt Debbie. Hey, man. Hey, Tony. Hey, Tanya. So, is that all of your friends? That's like everything. You're going to grow up with people. Y'all going to go your separate ways. Some people going to move away, but you're going to stay in contact with. Mm-hmm. But it may be, everybody has a value proposition, and they're going to teach you something. It may teach you something that you will be useful in your journey through life that you need to know. Some people going to teach you how not to do things, and you're going to separate from them. And no harm, no foul, no love lost. And then some people, right, a reason, a season, or a lifetime. And some people just gonna be a permanent fixture in your life till you take your last breath. And what people don't really understand, you still being social with people and friendships, that's important. I remember hearing a lot growing up, you don't need friends and this and that. And I hear it to this day, and it always makes me upset when I hear people say it, because people need people. Right. And if COVID ain't showing nobody nothing, then being stuck somewhere and not knowing if you want to live today or tomorrow, people need people. Do they need just anybody? People need good people. I always say, for me, I need people who want to tell me the truth. Good, bad, or indifferent, them going to be your solid people. Because if you want to tell me the truth, and the truth hurts sometimes. I've heard friends tell me things that didn't feel so good when they told me, but they were coming from a great place, and they were telling the truth at the end of the day. And it was what I needed to have. And those people will always be around, because I don't want no yes men around me. I don't want people telling me shit that I want to hear, because is just go along with it. No, I want them to tell me the authentic truth.
That could get you in trouble in life. You
It
look at
can get you in trouble, but like
the
I
yes
say,
folks. No, I'm talking about the yes
uh,
folks around you not being totally honest with you. So, like you say, you eliminate them from your network, right?
right, they're not authentic people who I want
Dishonest people,
around.
people that's like selfish, just there for themselves and don't want to share. Dishonest. They stand out.
Oh, they
They
do.
stand out and
And I
they
don't think they
eliminate
know
them.
that they do when you are a selfish person. You doing things just for you. And then you gotta reap that too. When you selfish, you're gonna reap it. Like you're not gonna have those benefits that come with you gonna be one of them people that keep falling, having the same falls and having to get back up because you're being selfish and you're not really thinking, nor are you growing mentally. Your mindset is as everything. You want them yes, and they want the yes people around them. As soon as somebody tell them something that they don't agree with or tell them the truth, then they back off from around them. And that's not good because then they don't understand the cycle of life and the cycle of love and friendships.
Right.
It's like even in a marriage and relationships, some things you gotta tell your partner may not be the greatest thing, but if that's the person that you chose, then you want them to be truthful. Like you don't want to go outside, you got shit on your face or a booger on your face. Tell me the truth.
How about here, look?
Well, like I have taught my grandchildren to be truthful, and three of them are overly truthful. One day, I think it was Dylan, and she was like, "Your breath stinks." And I was like, "Well, who you talking to?" She was like, "But grandma, your breath stinks." My breath stinks. What am I doing? And I was like, "You need to tell my daughter, like, you need to talk to her about how she was like, Mom, you told them to tell you the truth. So now it was the truth." But if you want some honesty, you go to toddlers and young folks, anybody under 10, they're going to tell you the truth.
Kids say the darndest things.
Kids say the darndest things, but they be truthful. I mean, we have to learn to let them keep their truthfulness, but we gotta learn that they have to learn to be tactful with their truthfulness because she can't go outside and tell her teacher or anybody because they're going to take it as a disrespect thing. But while we're teaching honesty in our children, because we don't want our children to lie, because lying children grow up to be lying adults.
Lying Jones.
But we want to teach them to be tactful with how they're truthful. Because some adults don't even know how to do it right now.
How do you teach your children how to build a network at a young age?
Children do it naturally until they are interrupted. Children, to me, social skills for children are just as important as arithmetic, reading, history, and all of those things, because you have to be around people. Social skills are important to their growth, their mindset. And I really got that up close personal when I owned a daycare, how children's mannerisms are, how they act, how they socialize with other children. And then as they're growing, how they're developing and how they're changing based on who they're being taught from. And that could be your school, your parents. Everybody's playing and impacting a toddler's life from the time that they start breathing as a baby. Those children are soaking up everything. Because think how much a child learns from a baby to 2 and 3, and they start talking and acting. So it's important. So truthfully, when we say network, you're building that when you start going to a child care home, professional, whatever, on up until through your life. You're building network because you're encountering people who are going to have some impact on your life, and everybody you come in contact is going to have an impact on your life, because you and I may not meet, but we could have a general conversation about something, and I'm learning you, so we're socializing, and either at that moment we become a part of each other or we don't. As you meet people, and slight encounters, but you learn something from everybody. I believe I've learned something from everybody I've encountered, how to do something, how not to do, how to be, how I don't want to be, how to have compassion, non-compassion.
One of the things I like is like, we've been invited to speak at events, and when we talk to the folks there, man, you like, man, this is amazing. So I like the heck with the event. I'm networking with the people that's actually speakers. I mean, these are people amazing. Remember the folks we met? What's her name? The franchisee. She did the franchise.
Oh yeah.
Yeah, so I those things.
But I think it'd be both, though. Not only just
because they was amazed with us, and I'm amazed with them. I'm like, man, this is so cool.
So not only just the speakers, but the people who go to the event.
Yeah.
And I said from now on, when I have an event, doing the networking portion, I would do, because I learned something great. Dr. Chi went to a networking event at her church, and they had a where they wanted everybody to warm up. So before the meeting actually started, had everyone go to somebody they didn't know, ask them 3 questions: introduce yourself, ask them what their goals were, and it was something else I don't remember, but it lightened up the mood, and people were smiling and laughing, but they kind of broke it. And they do that kind of in church. Well, when they greet, you're supposed to greet another guest or whatever. They just don't ask the questions, but people have to get comfortable greeting folks, because you have people who out there who are shy. Believe it or not, I am very, very shy. So, you have people, and I put myself in that place. Well, let me back up. I have shy tendencies at times. Now, because of the work that I do and being out, I'm not so much reserved or shy. But, I mentor a lot of women who are shy, and they don't feel comfortable. They ask, well, what do I do? Come with me. They're in the room and other people are engaging, and they want to engage too. Like my granddaughter just started a new school, and she was like, the first day it didn't go so well when they did their boot camp. What was it they did? Because it wasn't that they started school, but for the new
orientation
boot camp, and it was a week long. So the first day, she said it wasn't that great. The kids out there already knew each other, even though they were entering 6th grade. And she was like, I saw a seat in the front, but I sat in the back because I figured the people in the front wanted to sit with their friends. And the back, she was like, oh my gosh, I shouldn't have sat in the back. But she's been at the same school since she was 2 years old. So this is new for her. So, her mom and her dad said, look, tomorrow when you go, introduce yourself to the folks and say that, hey, I want to be friends. And you know how many new times we're going to have throughout life? That morning, because I know her personality, I did send her a text, and I told her, today is the first day of the rest of your life. You're going to have an amazing time. Don't overthink things too much. You're smart, intelligent, and gifted. Everything is going to be great. The second day, even though her and her mom tried to prank me, I won't talk about the prank. About her day in school, she did have a great day. That second day, she went up to the folks and she introduced herself. But it's grown-ups, and I use that example because I know that they're grown-ups, because I'm mentoring some of them who they be in situations where they feel, they want to go introduce themselves, but they don't, because they're feeling reserved or shy or whatever. So I say that, sometimes you just gotta go in the room and own the room.
The thing about being shy is you're worried about what that other person thinks about you, right? So this is the way you do. Don't worry about what the other person think about you. Worry about what they think you think about them. Let them worry about what you like. I'm not worried about what they think about.
A lot of people probably somebody in that room who wants to speak to them, who probably be worried about a new situation, what people think about you. And now, when you take that off your back and your plate, worrying about what other people think about you, you can progress in life, not only socially, but academically, you know, in business, because it's like a weight is lifted when you get to the stage in your life where it's like, I don't give a fuck about what people think.
Right.
And I'm sorry, this is a cussing show. Now, I don't give a fuck what other people think about me.
You know, it's funny.
You got to worry about what you think about you.
When I
People worry about more than what.
With designer stuff on,
Right.
They got the Louis, they got all this designer stuff on. I'm like, man, these people probably broke as hell, right? They probably broke. They try to impress. They want to look good, which is nothing wrong with wearing quality clothes. But then you think about the people that's multimillionaires that's walking around in Walmart shoes and Walmart shirts.
Right. But you say it's not major. You know, they walking around in designer clothes. Just because it's designer don't always make it be quality.
Nah, this quality is terrible.
It's a difference between quality clothes and designer clothes.
And I ain't wearing nobody brand. I'm not wearing their name unless they paying me. Unless I got stock in that company, I'm not putting your
But
name
again, it's based on, are you doing it because you're worrying about what people think? And that's a learned behavior from childhood when people grow up. Maybe not being able to afford what other people have and people teasing them. And then when you grow up and you get to a certain point, it's like, you don't make the clothes, because I got a problem with clothes. I do. I am a self-proclaimed fashionista. But what I learned when I started getting a couple $, that I'm spending $2,000 for a pair of shoes to do the same damn thing that a $20 pair of shoes do. And all I need is them not to hurt my feet. And them $2,000 shoes hurt the shit out your feet. You need to be comfortable. And I don't have no problem with nobody buying whatever they want, and they work and they pay for. I'm speaking for me because I don't want people to misthink what I'm saying. But it's about life and what people think of you and growing your network. Because when you grow in that network, you don't care about those things. Those people in your network aren't judging you based on those things. They authentically are being in your network because they're genuinely want to rock with you.
Right. And a lot of times
and build
material,
with you.
That network you in that's on these material things, you're going to outgrow that network. You're going to get to the point where that network is no longer working for you. And you're going to move up to the next network with people that's more intelligent than the network you was in before. It's nothing on that network. That's the starting level. But you're going to grow to a level where you're going to be forced to move on to another network because you can't grow in the one you're in no more because you maxed it out. And that's when you're going to realize, man, that material stuff, you're going to learn so much about life. You're going to learn so much about life.
About life.
Like, man, the material stuff, all that stuff don't matter. It's like at the end of the day, it's like, it's about that freedom, right? So a lot of people like, I want to be a millionaire. Ask yourself why. Why you want to be a millionaire?
Will being a millionaire solve your problems? Will you be without any heartache issues? And I use this all the time, and I learned this probably the last 2.5 years, because every day I ask myself, and I'm going to try not to be emotional. Every day I ask myself, if I could take everything that I have and bring my son back, would I do it? And it's like, hell yeah. Hell yeah. But that material things and money, they make you comfortable. We need that resource to live. But what's important to me is like your family, your friends. Yeah, and I told you I was going to get emotional, but I'm good.
Your network,
whether it's your family, life, network of family, a
network of friends, your network of business associates, your network is important to your well-being.
And that's when you find out how important your network is and your family is, when people show up for you at your worst times and no one shit from you.
And, you know, Damon Dash said something one time, like, you know, he's like, I'm going to make 10 people around me millionaires. That way, if I ever go broke, I can go get 100,000 from each. Now I'm right back where I'm started. So, you know, that's our whole mind. So I'm like, hey, you want to empower as many people as you can in your network, because if you ever lose it, guess who's coming to your rescue?
Right. The people that you were solid with. Right. People who 10 toes down.
10 toes down.
With you. But for me, I want everybody to grow and be above me, so they can leave a legacy to their children, if they have children, or to their family members.
We
so
gonna
they can
talk about that
have.
in one of these classes. We're gonna bring in what Kelvin Harris.
Oh yeah, we had a wealth building seminar. I'm sorry, a wealth building seminar. What was that? The 27th of July, and it was awesome. Had some amazing speakers there and guests, and it'd
Oh,
be
real
great.
quick though, but we got those speakers from our network.
Our network, yep. So we're definitely going to have them on the show. We're definitely going to do more seminars as well as quick real estate plug. Everything that's going on with real estate right now. Within the next 30 days or more, we're going to have a seminar to explain what's going on because it's about educating your community, about understanding what's going on and being able to help people. And again, I stand on it. If you can help people grow with knowledge and wisdom, you're giving them a gift that will last forever because you can't unlearn what you learn. You can't unlearn it unless you just choose. Some people choose not to use it, but it's always there, maybe for the right moment. Because I'm an avid reader, so some things I may have read in a book 20 something years ago that I now can put into place now. Say, oh wow.
Yeah.
Or what about the stuff you learn in school? It should be like, remember those? I always use those when you had to read the paragraphs to dissect those paragraphs. And I'm like, I'm not going to do this. But yeah, because now I got to use it when I'm doing business with people and I got to dissect what the hell they telling me because all the time it ain't making sense. So a lot of stuff we use, we learn, and we may not use it immediately. Or like you might have that nice dress that's in your closet you ain't wore for about 10 years, and you because it ain't that time, but you're gonna have that event that you're gonna use it. But somebody says went out of style, but it never goes out of style if you create your own.
When I was in the when I first went in the military, I was getting in trouble and all this stuff, man. And I was in this unit, like
Carrie getting in trouble. Yeah, what? Yeah.
I was in this unit.
Can't imagine.
I was the lowest ranking, and it was a bunch of officers. It was a kind of special unit, but there's only one black lieutenant in there. And man, he's like, man, he came to me. He said, like, you staying in trouble. He said, right now, you're working for the Army. He said, you need to make the Army work for you. He said, you need to make yourself the best of the best, where when you get out here, jobs don't come, you don't go looking for jobs come looking for you. And like that stuck with me. From there, like, man, from that stuck with me, I started to get promoted, then it was true. Like everybody, like, hey, they come looking for me, they wanted you, and I'm like, now that carried over into business, and that always stick with me. You're like, you want to put yourself in a position where you're the best of the best, and they come looking for you. You don't have to go seek them out, but you become the best of the best by your network.
But you can use it at work too.
Yeah, you can use it
because everybody's not built to be an entrepreneur. But if you come the best of the best, then
Zig Ziglar, he said, if you got to be the work, be the best.
They're come looking for you and sorting you out because you're great at what you do.
That's how I
but it has to come. It has to start. People have to start looking at things differently. Like a job is not just a job.
It's a resource.
It's a resource. And maybe if they look at it different, then their work ethic will change different. Like they need you.
Yeah, they need. Look,
they need you.
When I was working for this, I ain't gonna say the company, Fortune 500 company that does copiers. I ain't gonna say their name again for X. I used to be their technician, right? So every day they would send me into one of their businesses or one of their customers that had a business. So every day I would go looking for a job with their customers. They had all these businesses that relied on their product, but they was putting me in front of the key people every day, which was crazy. So every day, I used that job to get another job that eventually gave me a business.
See? And then, people always say that a job will replace you because they give you like a menial mindset, but you can replace the job.
Yeah.
As you learn, when I had a traditional 9 to 5, as I learned, I would never stay at one place longer than 3 years. As I learned, it wasn't enough. If I wasn't moving forward, I would go to somewhere else who did and get a significant raise to do it. And then finally, I got into real estate because real estate was supposed to really just be a back on the backup for my traditional job. And I wanted to have it, so it can supplement my income. But I ended up loving the experience I got from real estate, helping people, and people say the money had nothing to do, both of them had something to do with it. I had 4 children, a son in college. So I did not want my lifestyle to change, my children's lifestyle to change based on things that I was doing because I also was going through a divorce. So it wasn't my children's fault I was going through a divorce. So why should their life be affected more than what it would be because I was going through a divorce? So I did not want the things that they were getting, the food that they were eating, the shelter over their head. It's always me. I always was thinking about somebody, even today. I'm always thinking about other people and how whatever I do will affect them. Because in life you can't be selfish. But sometimes you do have to be selfish with yourself. Kate, it's the difference. You gotta balance it out. But I had to think about them, and real estate afforded that. It afforded it so much. Then I had a valuable career in IT. I was like, see you later. I'm out. I'm going to do this real estate thing full time. And that's what I did. And I did go back to work briefly a few years later when the market changed, maybe for about 2 years. But I couldn't do it anymore because now I got the entrepreneur bug. I don't have to listen to somebody telling me how to structure my day. So I ended up opening up a daycare, and I had the daycare for 9 years while I did real estate. And then, you know,
But we got
changed my history, my life
we
history.
got Olympic gold medalists on board.
Oh, we do. Hi, Dr. Du Bois. Hi, Rhonda.
Olympic gold medal.
So, thank you guys for joining in. We're here. Today's topic is how our network affects our net worth. And what that means is, our friends, family, the people who are around us, um, who we socialize with, break bread with, do business with on a daily basis, how important that is to our net worth. And net worth doesn't mean monetarily, it may mean our mental growth, it may mean our physical growth, it may mean our well-being overall. When I speak about net worth, everything doesn't have a value proposition, a monetary value proposition, but it does have a value proposition because we all have value that we bring. So that's what we're talking about from the folks who are joining us. Um, but also, we talking about those things invoked other things in the conversation, as well as should any conversation. And then we asked the question too, suppose we had a networking event, who's coming? Who's open to it? It's not just for married couples, it's for married couples, people in engaged relationships, single, people who want to grow mentally, monetarily, entrepreneurship. You never know what information you can provide. What information you can provide, but what information you can receive. Because every day I'm looking forward to learn something new from someone, no matter who it is, even from a dog. I can learn. I have learned so much from my 3-year-old Frenchie, who now has a sister friend that is funny how childlike these Frenchies are, but also how competitive they are, how honorary they are, how protective they are, but also most importantly, I think how they are so solid to the people they love. That's how I say, why do they call men dogs? Because a dog is
A man's best friend.
right, but they be like, man, you dirty dog. Because dogs will be so loyal to those who love and take care of them.
So is a man.
Right, I guess the right one, but some can be some dirty dogs. Some can be, but I guess that's kind of unfair because women can be just as unloyal as men. Men just get the brunt of it a lot, but it's some women who are dirty dogs as well.
Man.
But loyalty has no bounds. When people are loyal and 10 toes down for you, it's not a choice because that's embedded in them. A loyal person is a loyal person. A dirty person is a dirty person. Can either one of them change? I think they can. A person can be hurt so much that they change, and a person who was not the greatest person can change. I think we all can change if we want to. If we want to, that's the thing. Because I hear people say that's just how I am. But I mean, that's how you want to be. Because at the end of the day, if you're not the greatest person or you're not doing the greatest things and you saying that's just how I am, that's not really just how you are. That's how you want to be. Because now you don't want to change. You want to come up with an excuse of why you don't want to change.
So speaking of, so do you eliminate those folks from your network? To people that's selfish, don't want to change. How do you get those folks out your network? Because you don't want those people, the bad people in your network, bringing down your net worth.
I think that's going to be personal to everyone. For me, I don't want to be around selfish people. I don't need no reason to tell you. I just don't want to be around you. And because how I am, I'm just going to, I know how to remove myself from any place that I don't want to be in. I am great at that. I may be the Houdini of that. I don't owe you no excuses. Like if you're not a good person, if you out doing wrongdoings, I don't want to be around you. Period. And that's my choice. Am I doing people people will try to play a mind game. Oh, you think you better than me now? I think I am worthy of not being in your presence yet. I don't want to rock with you if that's how you rolling and rocking. And that's just what it is. Do you have to owe people an explanation because you want better for yourself? No.
Speaking on that. So, when your network starts to grow, remember I say you different levels, a lot of folks you're gonna have to leave behind, right? So that's when it's gonna come, man, they think they better than us, they don't mess with us no more. I don't know. They think they this, they think they that, he think he this, she thinks she that. It's just you're not operating on that level. Same, for people to come from
I
the
got
streets.
A hard turn lesson when I was 10 years old on that. Running home, upset, crying because a girl at school said I thought I was better than them. And what my mama said was, if you don't stop that crying, if you ever bring your ass in this house crying because somebody said you are better. She said, if you don't think you better, you're the best you ever, then you're putting negativity on yourself. And do that mean that you better than that person? No. What that means is I strive to be the best me that I can be and to learn and grow. From where I started from to now, it's probably unbelievable to people. Sometimes it's unbelievable to me. So that's why I know when people really want to change, they can change. And when they really don't, they're going to find out an excuse. What you said the other day, what's the difference between a reason and excuse? And what I say? You don't remember? It's a reasonably excuse.
And my comment probably was, there's no reason for excuse. An excuse don't need a reason, right?
Exactly. So people come up, accountability begets responsibility. I haven't been the greatest person in this world. I won't pretend to be. I still fall short some days, but my ultimate goal is to be a person where I can knock on the door wherever the next life is, and I am accepted there. Because one, I'm gonna be accountable for the things that I haven't did. Prayerfully, because I might go out and do something dumb tomorrow. I don't know. It's not my intent. I try not to, but I'm a human.
Bring your rent money.
No, when I knock on the door, I'm trying to get in.
I'm trying to lease it.
Whatever the next thing, the next move for me is for eternity, which I hope is I'm 55. I hope it's like 49 years away from here. But my point is, we all gotta pay for our wrongdoings. Like, you can't do wrong shit all through life and think everything good. You can't do people wrong. You can't be out here causing havoc in the world and think you ain't gonna be punished for it, or blaming other people for why you did it, or that's just how I am.
But what's wrong? What's wrong? Is it wrong because man said it's wrong? Because if you think about it, right? God itself was a murderer. If you believe the Bible, God was a murderer.
Right, but we're not talking about that. So somebody you go out this door, somebody bust your head wide open. They're doing something wrong. You ain't did nothing to them. Just because to take your car or to do something to you.
But you're like, yeah, when you talk about carjacking and all that. And that goes back
blow
to your,
people's
to
brains out or robbing people.
Those guys, man, these young folks got a terrible network. A terrible network. If you hanging around somebody that's destined for jail or the graveyard, you need to get out that network immediately.
Absolutely.
Like you out here stealing cars, robbing. First of all, I'm quite sure somebody told you're gonna end up dead or in jail. Eventually, you're gonna end up dead and in jail, and then you're gonna have regrets. You imagine sitting behind a cage like you some type of animal for the rest of your life, and you don't have an opportunity to enjoy life. I mean, it's crazy, right? So if your network, or if you know somebody in that network, try to help them get out that network.
Right.
And that's why I say going backwards. They're gonna like, oh, he don't mess with us. No, he think never be drawn down. Don't go backwards. I don't care what it is. Don't go back to that network, because we know that network is bad.
Right. And I've seen it done so many times with some folks who have went to jail and they came out a better person for it. Now they back teaching people at the jail.
Yeah.
And they out changing their community. So I don't say it to say that just because you did something wrong, because again, I just said I did some wrong stuff in my own life and that I had to atone for, apologize for. And, the biggest apology is change behavior. I'm definitely not a person I was 10 years ago, probably not 5 years ago, definitely not 20 years ago, 30. Like, we are supposed to change and evolve. And, we're here for a purpose. What is that purpose for other people? I don't know. Only you will know what your purpose is. But when you discover your purpose, it's like, I can't even change from it if I want to. It's like you see new, you think new, you walk new, you like a brand new person being born. So,
Purpose-driven life. You ever read the book?
I have. I've read it several times. So you just have to change things and stay hopeful and change not only things, but sometimes you gotta change people and places too, if you want to be the best you that you were created to be. Because I firmly believe we all were created to be great, because we were created in his likeness. And if he's great, we are great.
But this is the thing, and people say nobody's perfect. I disagree with that. You are the perfect you.
Right.
When they say imitation is a form of flattery, somebody's trying to imitate you. Nobody can be you. You the perfect.
Can be flattering and annoying. But no, and I agree. I always say I'm a perfectly imperfect me. Yes. I'm a imperfectly perfect me.
You the perfect you.
Somebody might have a hairstyle you like, a body shape you like, be with somebody you like, and it looks like it's amazing, but if you try to mimic it, it may not be amazing because it's not authentically for you.
It's not for you. Right? It's not for you. So look, we 15 minutes old. We got to wrap this up. We 10 minutes old.
Oh wow! Didn't the conversation was so great we didn't even realize here we are at 2:11. Even though I did come in late at 2:15 2:20ish. Again, my apologies. Running from real estate life over to podcast life, but I made it anyway because that's important. It's important in life to, if you say you want to be somewhere, that you show up and you be there. It's important for you not to show up for just other people, but show up for yourself. Because I feel like people show up for people more than they show up for themselves. And that's one of the reasons I had to do this 75-day challenge, because I had to show myself that, look, it's me against me. So if I can't show up and be honest with me, then I can't do that for anyone else. So again, I did show up late. So again, that's my apologies, because when people count on you, they count on you. You can't let people down. You can't let yourself down. So it's 2:12 and I did make it and I showed up, and I thank you because it's Sunday afternoon and people could be doing anything, and you guys, stop through to watch us talk about partnerships in life, marriage, and business. So I thank you for that. And look, same time next week, 1:00 on Sunday. And join us here in the studio if you like. If you got a great topic you want to hear, you want to share, reach out to us. We gladly have you.
Can we interview the gold medalists?
Right. And can we interview the gold medalists? We have a gold medalist on today, and we are so excited from the Olympics. So definitely it would be such a fun time if she showed up.
Yes.
But as well as all of you are very VIP clients and friends. You are a network, so you're important. So let's get together and let's network. So enjoy the rest of your Sunday. Have a great time. And COVID's back out there greater than ever, as well as other ailments. And that's why we weren't here last Sunday. Somebody caught poison ivy. But, stay safe and prayed up. And thank you guys. We will see you next Sunday.
And don't forget, if you guys got a business, post it on my Facebook page.
Yeah, post it on Carrie's Facebook page.
I'm gonna share that we're gonna get your business up and pumping. I'm gonna share with my network.
So, peace out, guys. Have a good one.
Yeah, deuces. Peace and love. Get a peace.